What if I told you that you are statistically more likely to be struck by lightning than to be killed in a terrorist attack by a foreign-born person? We've all heard the warning that immigrants pose a unique terrorism risk, sneaking in to threaten our safety. It's a narrative that shapes elections and borders. But is it based on reality or just high-definition fear? Today, we're going behind the headlines to ask 3 questions. Where did this myth come from? What does 50 years of data actually tell us about who poses the real risk? And finally, if the threat isn't coming from the outside, where is it coming from? Just a quick reminder, if you appreciate this in-depth content, please take a moment to like and subscribe. It helps us bring you more. Now, on with the story. To understand the fear, we have to talk about 9/11. It was a tragedy that changed everything. But here's what most people don't realize. It's a massive statistical outlier. 98% of all deaths from foreign-born terrorism in the last 50 years happened on that one single day. If we remove that one day to see how our current security systems are working, the math changes. The annual chance of dying in an attack by a foreign-born person? 1 in 4.6 million. That means you are 4 times more likely to be struck by lightning. 4 times. Does that stat surprise you? Or have you always suspected the fear is overblown? Tell us below. Now, even if the math is clear, critics usually pivot here. They say, okay, maybe legal immigrants are safe, but what about the border? For example, what about those 250 terror watch list encounters we saw on the news? It sounds scary, right? But here's the part they don't tell you. An encounter means the system worked. It means they were caught, fingerprinted, and stopped. Former DHS Secretary G. Johnson confirms that our biometric vetting today is light years ahead of where it was in 2001. We aren't missing these people. We are catching them. And often, most of these hits are false positives. People with the same name as a suspect or distant relatives. In fact, according to a 2024 Cato Institute risk analysis, out of millions of undocumented entries since 1975, only 9 individuals have been convicted of planning terrorist attacks. And they killed, listen closely, 0 people. That is 50 years of a flat line. So if the threat isn't walking across the border, where is it? This is the uncomfortable truth. According to the FBI and the Center for Strategic and International Studies, the vast majority of terrorist incidents in the U.S. aren't committed by foreigners. They are committed by native-born Americans. Specifically, in recent years, domestic extremists, mostly politically motivated groups, born and raised right here, have accounted for the majority of attacks. FBI Director Christopher Wray has been clear. The top threat is lone wolf actors radicalizing online, inside our own borders. We are locking the front door, while the danger is already in the living room. Now, here is the twist that can genuinely surprise you. If we stop viewing immigrants as threats, what does the data say they actually do to our safety? Robert Sampson, a renowned criminologist at Harvard, discovered something called the immigrant revitalization effect. His research proves that as immigration increases in a neighborhood, violent crime actually goes down. Why? Because immigrant communities often have tighter families, lower divorce rates, and stronger social networks. They bring stability, not chaos. And this applies to terrorism too. A peer-reviewed study by researchers at the University of Wisconsin found absolutely no statistical correlation between undocumented immigration flows and terrorist violence. If the risk is so low, and immigrants actually make us safer, why are we so afraid? Political scientist John Mueller calls it the terrorism industry. Because tragedies like 9/11 were so visual and horrifying, our brains are wired to overestimate the risk. It's a psychological trap called the availability heuristic. The media feeds this because fear keeps you watching. But obsessing over foreign ghosts distracts us from the real work, fixing our own domestic issues and building a stronger economy. The verdict? The idea that immigrants pose a unique terrorism risk is false. The data, the FBI, and 50 years of history all prove that immigration is a low-risk asset that actually strengthens us. The myth isn't just wrong, it's backward. As Attorney Chris Ingram puts it, immigrants pose no unique terrorism risk. They embody the resilience and diversity that strengthen America against true threats, turning baseless fears into opportunities for unity. In this video series, Attorney Chris Ingram and his team are debunking false narratives to raise awareness about the positive impact immigrants have always had on making America great. We'd love to read your thoughts in the comments below, so stay tuned for our next video where we take on another immigration myth.